Morning, fourth grade. Today I'm going to be doing a teaching video for lesson 1101. This will be the first lesson in the 11th module. So in this lesson, I'll share my screen with you. In this lesson, the learning target will be, I will be able to decompose fractions into addition equations, and I will be able to use fraction models to show multiplication of a fraction as repeated addition. So in this case, what it is telling us is that I can take some strategies that we've already learned, okay? This is one of the activities that's in this lesson. It's called repeat, repeat, repeat. And it's talking about how you can use repeated addition when you multiply. And we've already learned this in prior grades, how I could do that. So I could take such a basic math problem as 4 times 2 would equal 4 plus 4, or 5 times 3 would equal 5 plus 5 plus 5. So we would take our first factor and multiply it, and that would equal the number of times that we would add that together. And that's again called repeated addition. So we can use this same knowledge and this same practice with fractions. So I have some fractions in front of us. And so what we want to figure out, first of all, is our answer. And then we want to figure out, what did we multiply? How many times how many fractions are there? And that's going to represent by how many times we're multiplying that fraction. All right, so our first one is 1/8 plus 1/8 equals, well, if I shade that in, so that's 1/8 and another 1/8, so that should equal 2/8. So basically, it's telling us that I have 2 1/8, or 2 times 1/8 equals 2/8. Okay? The second one is showing fifths. So if I have 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, so it's shaded into my final answer, each one. So it's shaded 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, and that would give me 3/5. So how many 1/5s do I have? Well, I have 3 of them. So 3 times 1/5, okay? 3 times 1/5. Now it doesn't matter which way I have these factors. Remember, I can switch them. So I could even do 1/8 times 2, or I could do 1/5 times 3. It doesn't matter which is first and which is second, because the commutative property tells me that I can switch them, and I'll still get the same answer when I multiply. So here I have 1/6 plus 1/6, and over here my answer should give me 2/6. And again, it would be 2 times 1/6, or 1/6 times 2. And our last one, I have 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. So I'm going to look at that 1/4 plus another 4th plus another 4th would give me 3/4, or 3 times 1/4, or 1/4 times 3. Okay, pretty simplistic, okay, because if you notice, all of our fractions are proper fractions. Remember we talked about proper and improper fractions? A proper fraction is when the numerator is less than the denominator. So all these are proper fractions. So basically, I don't have to do anything else. There's not a step 2 here. All right. So in that case, we just have to use repeated addition, and we don't have to regroup. So I'm going to show you want to show you a recipe that they have in this lesson. It's a chocolate chip recipe. And it talks about multiplying each ingredient. So each ingredient here by 3. All right, I'm going to circle that. It's an important word so that I can make enough cookies for my friends. So I want to take each one of these ingredients. Now I notice that I have 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 1, 1, 1.5, 1/2, 1, 1/4, and 1/2 again. Okay, I'm just going to use this just to do 1/2 and 1/4. Okay, so if I have 1/2, and I want to multiply it 3 times. So I have 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2. So if I add those up, and I can come all the way over here, and this is going to be my fraction bars. So I'm going to add 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2. So if I go 1 plus 1 plus 1, I would get 3 halves, or 3/2, and that is an improper fraction. But if I look at my answer, I've already made it into a mixed number, haven't I? So I have 1 whole and 1/2. So my answer really is 1.5. That's by taking this improper fraction and actually make it into a mixed number. So when I use a fraction model, it actually does that step for us. So it's really one step. But if I add it together and I get 3 halves, I have to do another step because I don't want to leave it as an improper fraction. And we talked about this last week, how we can take a number bond and how we can take a whole out of there. So if I take 1 whole out, which is 2/2, subtract it from 3, and that will give me 1/2. I circle my wholes, and I would get 1 and 1/2. Okay? So that's our example for 1/2 3 times. And it's the same thing as saying I have 3 1/2s, or 3 times 1/2. I could write that as a multiplication problem. Okay. Let's do, I have 1/4 here. So let's do 1/4. So I want to have 1/4 3 times. It's nice when I use line paper. I can just use the lines of the paper. So I'm going to have 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. So that's 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 3 times, or repeated addition. So this is going to equal, I only need 1 fraction bar because I have 1, 2, 3, which just would equal 3/4. I don't have to worry about regrouping. I don't have a mixed number like I had in my last problem, but in this case, I have 3/4. Okay, now in your quiz on this assignment 1101, it's going to show you different ways of how to look at these. So I'm going to give you this problem here. What happens if I'm going to go to fifths. If I have 1/5 and it tells me plus something, and my answer then is going to be 4/5. So it wants to know, what am I multiplying 1/5 to get to 4/5? So I would have to do this 4 times, wouldn't I? That would be 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, and 1/5. This would be repeated addition. And if I would add those all up, I would get 4/5. So in this case, then my number would be 4. So I'm really taking 1/5 times 4, or using repeated addition 4 different times. 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. Okay. Now, they could also ask you this question another way. They could say, I have an answer here. Let's see if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. I'm going to use 9 as my denominator. So I'm going to partition it 9 times. Okay. So I have 9 there. And I'm going to shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/9. I'm going to say my answer is 5/9. Well, how could you show this repeated addition? Okay, how could I show that repeated addition to get that answer? Well, in this case, what I would want to do is I want to show this fraction model. I want to show 1/9. I want to show 1/9 5 times. So again, this is having us go backwards. It's giving us an answer and having us show us if we can go backwards and see, well, what was our 2 factors? Okay. All right, so that's 1/9, 1/9, 1/9, and 1/9. All right, so this would be my answer then. And this would be an answer choice, because it would give you in the multiple choice answers. Okay, this would be an answer choice. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This numerator is going to tell us how many times that we are going to add 1/9. Okay. All right, so that's a lesson 1101. So you can look at this after completing your test in Module 10. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great day. Thank you.